Alright, hello once again. Today what I'm going to do is a little bit different. You've all, by now, probably have read my review on the, on this little baby right here. The, Motorola Droid on Verizon Wireless. But you haven't really heard my opinions on this, the HTC DROID Eris, also on Verizon Wireless. These are Verizon's first two Android-powered handsets. And what I was going to do, instead of doing just a standalone review on the Eris, I was going to do a kind of a side-by-side comparison. To start things off here, quick little recap on the Motorola Droid. This is running Android 2.0. This has a 3.7-inch touchscreen, as well as a physical slide-out full QWERTY keyboard. Now the HTC Eris is a little bit smaller. This is Karen's actually, so she's kind of made it a little girly already. But HTC has a 3.4-inch captive touchscreen, which means just like the Droid, you can't use a stylus. You have to actually use your finger. Don't have a problem with that one, coming from the BlackBerry Storm. We all know how that one worked out. Main difference is the Droid Eris from HTC is running Android 1.5, as well as HTC Sense UI over it. Whereas the Droid is running stock Android 2.0. The biggest difference as far as the operating system goes is Android 2.0 is a little bit faster, as well as comes natively with the Google Maps plus navigation option that currently is only available on Android devices 1.6 or higher. So let's take a look here at the Eris. The one nice feature that I do like about it is it does have 7 customizable home screens. It does come natively as part of the Sense UI with this clock and weather app right on the main screen, as well as this HTC Peep, which, to be quite honest, as far as Twitter clients go, I like it a lot. It doesn't seem to drain the battery too down. Just the only thing is it does not sync as frequently as I like it. But I'm sure there's a setting you can change that with. Both phones feature a 5-megapixel camera. See there? Probably can't. But they both do feature a 5-megapixel camera. The biggest difference, the Droid has flash. The Eris, well, not so much. Really, where else to go? They both feature the Android market. Other than that, they're both very similar. The Droid, only have 3 customizable screens, whereas the Eris has 7, as I mentioned. The Eris is a little, and by little I mean a lot, bit slower. I have been able to play with this now live, active, and not having to return it to Verizon anytime soon. For about a week, a little bit under a week now actually. It works. I do really like the touchscreen on this. The touchscreen is very nice, works very well, it does the job. The keyboard, which I will let you see. The keyboard in portrait mode is very nice and very usable. It is very easy to type on here and not super difficult to, easy to spell on. Landscape keyboard works even better. Overall, it's a very, very, very nice virtual keyboard. While the DROIDS is also very nice, and to be perfectly honest, I use the virtual keyboard on this puppy more than I use the physical. More than I use the physical keyboard. To be honest, both phones, they seem to be garnered at different customer bases. The Eris seems to be perfectly frank, seems to be geared at women. Whereas the Droid, with all the commercials, the DROIDDOES, the stealth bomber, and the the happy-go-lucky sound that we should at least all be used to hearing. So I'll show you here in just a second. The wonderful, wonderful sound of DROID should be something we're all used to seeing. This is definitely aimed more toward males. Overall, functionality-wise, they both work very similarly. I can't talk today. And they both do the job. So here's my take. If you're looking for an Android-powered device, you do not need the super quick bulk of the Droid. You want something a little bit sleeker, a little bit more iPhone-ish, and a little bit smaller, go with the Eris. The only thing I will say the battery life at first is pretty crap frickin' tastic. I will say this, it has been off the hook for probably about 5 hours, 6 hours. It's 9:06 p.m. as I'm recording this. It's been off since probably about 3 o'clock. So that would actually be about 6 hours of time. To be honest, hasn't really been used a whole lot. A little bit of calling, a little bit of game playing. It's down by about 25%. It's sitting steadily at about 75% battery life. So I will say this. That's why I say at first, battery is pretty not good. Much like the Droid, first couple of days with the Droid, I pined for my Storm because at least the Storm would hold a charge the whole fucking day. Give it a couple days, maybe tweak a couple of the settings, and both phones, as you can see, will stay fully charged. Now I don't know if this is maybe we got a bad unit, or maybe just the area I'm living is very picky. But I do want to close with this one thing. Reception. Look at my Droid. Mr. Droid, if you can see, is showing full service. Ms. Eris, on the other hand, why do I keep locking this damn phone? Not so much. Exact same location. This is getting 1 or 2 bars. This is getting full service. I don't know what's up with that. Overall, though, I'm going to cut this off here. Overall, I'm going to say the Droid, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5, the DROID Eris, versus the 4 out of 5 on my Droid. Catch you next time.